we can
Welcome
say the
back to
sponsors.
the. Shut the fuck up.
That'd be sick.
Imagine. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Pigskin podcast. I don't remember what episode this is, but this is season 2 of the fucking Pigskin podcast. We're back, baby.
We're
It's been a
so
long
back.
time since you've seen us. We have been off doing things and doing stuff and moving
Yep.
and getting new jobs and doing all kinds of shit. So, well, I didn't get a new job. He did. But welcome back, brother. How you feeling?
Dude, we're so back. Football's back. Long hiatus, yes. But now we can come back and we can talk football like God intended for us to do when we started this podcast. Uh, we were going to talk about other sports too, but some stuff happened. We hopefully, when as this thing gets going, if we continue to do it, just depending on how things go, we'll talk about other sports too. We tried to, and there was just some issues, but everything's figured out now. We're good to go. I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be back.
Yeah.
Happy to see you again.
Good to see you
Uh,
again, brother.
we're in a spot where we both have good quarterbacks now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for the foreseeable future, we don't really know. Are you sold already?
Yeah, I am sold that, Jordan Love might have a sophomore slump. I'm not
Okay,
really sold on him yet, so, we'll see how
that's
that
not at
goes.
all what I was asking. That is not at all what I was selling. You sold on Caleb, man.
I think I am. I think I am. Uh, we'll definitely talk about that here in a little bit. What do you want to start with?
I think let's just get it on out the way, get things knocked out. So we've had what's that? 16. We've had 17 preseason games already. Obviously, we had Hall of Fame weekend with the Bears and the Texans. That game got rained out. Started early. We didn't see any Caleb Williams. We got a little Tyson Bagent, the star of Hard Knocks, strained his hamstring, I believe, and so he's likely done for a while. And he was a UDFA guy, so might not ever see him again. My girlfriend's a little bummed. I knew it was a bad idea to start watching Hard Knocks with her when the Bears are coming on because now she's going to be a fucking Bears fan. So,
Good.
um, but I mean, it's good. It's felt good. Look, we're like I said, 17 games in. It's only been preseason football. We haven't started college football yet, just fall camp. But like I said, man, it's just good to be back. Is
Yeah.
there any particular game or anything you want to start it out with?
I mean, we can kind of start off with Hard Knocks. I'm in full guard Caleb mode. Like I'm,
Yeah,
I'm his protector. Okay, it's the meme of the soldier that's guarding the child from the grenades and knives.
yeah,
That's basically me. And
yeah,
Caleb Williams is the kid sleeping. Like I'm guarding him with all my might. You have to. I mean, you did the same thing with Jordan Love,
yeah,
so it makes sense, right? That's my
yeah. No,
quarterback now.
certainly.
That's my quarterback. This totally, is going to end on a positive note, right? Like everything's going to work out, and I'm totally not going to get my hopes up like normal.
It has to. It has to.
Yeah.
It only has to. You think? Do you legitimately think he'll be the first 4,000-yard passer in Bears history? I know everyone's
Yes.
kind of brought that up as kind of like the benchmark for success. I think success. I don't think you have to throw for 4,000 yards to be successful. I think like winning's not a quarterback stat, but teams win when you have good quarterbacks. So it's one of those things that I think. Okay, I think
Now,
you
do we
start.
start the discussion? Because you remember what happened last season, and listen, I was wrong about Jordan Love. Potentially, we'll see what happens. Because I was talking a lot of shit, and you had faith in him, and then it ended up working out at the end of the season.
Everyone was talking shit to
What
me,
is
by
this?
the way.
What is going to happen if we're halfway in and Caleb Williams still looks bad? Are you going to wait for the whole season to play out, or is it?
Yeah.
No, I know what you're going to do. You're going to go all in.
I mean, I'm gonna give you shit and just batter you as much as I possibly can because you're a stinky Bears fan. But look, man,
Oh no!
October of
Oh
2021.
no! We got some lag issues.
How do we? A little bit? Not just a little bit. It's
Yeah, a
okay.
little bit.
It's all right. We'll fight through it. Look, man,
Okay, we're back. We're back.
October of 2021. There's been a soft spot in my heart for Caleb Williams, and there always will be. All right. It's the first Hard Knocks I've truly watched in a while, and I'm probably gonna watch just because, look, I give you shit about the painting his fingernails and all that, but I truly think he's a game-changing quarterback. And this has been the Bears. Oh, fuck. The Bears have the best situation that a number one overall quarterback has ever been put into.
Mhm.
He's got talent at running back. he's got one of the deeper receiver cores in the league, at least at the top, definitely. The offensive line's not half bad, and that defense is coming together. And then look, man, Matt Eberflus, episode 1 of Hard Knocks, he's kind of a cool guy. I can't lie. He's kind of a cool
He
guy.
got aura after he grew the beard. He got the
He did.
fade in the beard, and it's like that's what having a quarterback does to you. When you have a quarterback, you glow.
Now, does Daniel Jones have aura? Did you see Daniel Jones?
Well, listen.
He
he's
had
got
K.
Malik
Adams
Neighbors now,
stuttering,
so
man.
yeah, he's got Malik Neighbors now.
He
You know,
does.
he's got a stud receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson's still there. Doesn't have Barkley, but he does have Eric Gray. So there's
Eric
that.
Gray looked nasty, man. He hit the Kevin Gates too.
Yeah. Now that you say
long
that,
TD run.
Yeah. No, Daniel Jones, not a guy with aura though.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I think, but I was about to get into it. I think the NFC North, you start looking at it, the Vikings have some things to figure out. We'll get into JJ McCarthy's injury here in a bit, but the NFC North is back to being like the king of the NFL.
Yeah.
Low key, like you got the Packers back at the top where they belong, kings of the North. The Lions are up there kicking for second place with the Bears. And if the Vikings can figure out quarterback, man, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. No, and it makes for fun football games, that's for sure. Yeah. Now, of course, I absolutely hate the Packers, but it's going to be fun if the games are good. So, like, if the games are tough and competitive, which they haven't been most of my life. But that's what I'm hoping for with Caleb Williams now. Again, my guard's up. For those of you who don't know, when me and Dalton worked together, he came into my office one day to harass me about how the Bears season was going to go. And I basically told him, I said, look, best case scenario, this was, after the trade with the Carolina Panthers to get DJ Moore. I said, best case scenario, Bears go 8-9, possibly 9-8. They might make a playoff spot. They either win a game that they shouldn't or they lose a game they shouldn't. Justin Fields looks so much better. The team is coming together. And then we trade Justin Fields, and then we draft Caleb Williams number 1 overall because the Panthers are probably only going to win one game. I remember you thought that was crazy, and look how it played out.
Fucking nailed it. Outside of selling a high on Justin Fields, because I don't think he really rose his stock. I think he kind of kept it. That was the only thing you may have missed. But if that was a parlay, you would have hit 5 out of 6 on the leg, dude. Like, that was pretty nasty. Yeah. It was a crazy prediction, and it came out so close to being perfect.
Well, it just makes sense. You don't pass up on a talent like Caleb Williams. No, you know what I mean? Don't. So, like, if he's there, it's like there's guys you don't pass up on, like Andrew Luck. He was one. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, the Mannings. And then
Rodgers.
Well, Rodgers just was lucky enough to be with the Packers, I guess. The Fudge Packers. Which, how do you think that's going to go down in New York?
I don't think it'll be anything too special. I mean, my hope is Aaron does well. I don't want to see Aaron struggle or anything like that. I hope he does well. I hope they get into the playoffs. I don't think that they're going to be this juggernaut of the AFC and, go to the title game or anything. But I think they make a decent push for a playoff spot. I don't think they win the division. I mean, they have the Bills and the Dolphins to fight with. So now the Dolphins can't play if it hits 34 degrees, but
correct. Should we talk about Tua's contract?
Crazy.
Brief contract talk, real quick.
Brief contract talk. I mean, I am a fan of contracts.
Yeah.
They paid my guy, but
it's just weird having to pay a 32-year-old quarterback, Yeah. It is what it is. That was a Big Cat reference. But you had to pay your quarterback. I guess it makes sense for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't know what the other quarterbacks are going to look like, and Tua's kind of done well. Maybe not in the playoffs, but 4 years.
What was his contract? Let's see. 4 years, 212.
Yeah,
so just Jordan a little was under 4 for 220, just a little bit short of Jordan. So
yeah. I'm ready to just go ahead and pay Caleb Williams after that first preseason game.
Believe it, bro. That little Patrick Mahomes type. They say Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. We all did the same shit, but that little just no look.
Well,
flip,
it was instinct to play.
Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, man. Jordan Love came out. Dontavian Wicks. there was a bunch of Packers fans on Packers Twitter talking about trading for CD Lamb with all that stuff going on. Look, I love CD. I appreciate everything he did back at OU, but we have CD Lamb at home. Dontavian Wicks might be one of the best route runners in the NFL already in year 2. And
I'm more than happy to take CD Lamb on the Bears.
I mean, you can totally have CD Lamb. That'd be a wild fucking NFC North, by the way. You got Justin Jefferson, you got CD Lamb, DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen all on one fucking team with Rome Odunze. Yeah. I think Rome Odunze is not getting enough talk here just because he's wide receiver 3. And he'd be wide receiver 1. He
hasn't really shown anything yet.
Well, he hadn't had a chance to. He's just a rookie.
Yeah.
And then they got Amon-Ra St. Brown in Detroit, and then the Packers have 5 wide receiver 1s. They just can't figure which one out's going to be one from any week to any week. I mean, we got Dobbs, Watson, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, and Malik Heath. That could all legitimately be wide receiver 1 for us. But
I saw a weird thing. It was it was a post. I think it was on Instagram or Twitter, but it was like fantasy sleeper wide receivers, and Christian Watson was on there. I was like, how is he a sleeper? He's their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, I think because he just hasn't had that full breakout season yet. But here's the thing. I honestly think it's a bad pick to go with any Packers wide receiver in fantasy unless you're going to throw them in your flex. Because there's so many different guys that Jordan's going to spread the ball to. Like you saw, the Packers had a different leading receiver every game last year, the last 8 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
And so true. They didn't have the same person lead the team on back-to-back weeks. And so it's just one of those things. Unless I think Romeo Dobbs is probably my wide receiver 1 just because he's the most versatile. But on any given week, I mean, it could be anybody on that team. So
as much as I hate the Packers, I really like Jaden Reed a lot.
He's a beast, man.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a dog. I like him. And I like Tucker Kraft a lot too.
Tucker Kraft's a beast. Luke Musgrave's a dog, man. The whole team. And what's crazy is the Packers have 1 starter on the team that is 30 years or older, and it's Preston Smith at 31.
We can finally start having to. Hopefully, we can finally start having debates on who has the better quarterback.
It's Packers.
Well, I'm saying we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I've got full confidence in Caleb Williams, though. If everything comes together, and I mean, he's playing up against a good defense. Jalen Johnson's top 3 corner in the NFL, so the games are hopefully going to get fun.
Think about how similarly the Packers and the Bears are built right now. Like they both have good but not fully proven offensive lines, young stars at quarterback, at least as it seems with Caleb. They have talent at receiver. They have talent in the backfield. And then they both have talent at safety. Now, the Packers might have one of the better safety tandems in the country this year with Javon Bullard and Xavier McKinney. But then they both have a true superstar corner, Jair Alexander and Jalen Johnson.
Stud running backs.
Yeah, stud running backs. They both have unproven but sort of proven studs at linebacker, guys that have played decent snaps. And the Packers are a bit younger at backer than the Bears are. And then on the front 4, on the defensive line, I mean, they're both looking to prove something. I think the Packers are better there, but
they paid Clark. Then they pay.
Yeah, they paid Kenny Clark.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a Packer for life. At least he fucking better be. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, but, I'm excited for NFL football, man.
I can't wait. Man.
But I do have to say that I'm more excited about college football.
Going to the SEC.
College football is all the way back. Oklahoma, we're going to be back playing good football. I'm excited. Defense is looking good. Just from stuff I've seen. So
yeah, no, the defense looks fantastic. Now we did have bad news. Jaden Gibson is done for the season with a knee injury, which does suck. But it's a deep wide receiver room. Look, you still have Nick Anderson. You still have Jalil Farouk. You still have the young guys and Jacquez Petaway. You got J.J. Hester, who's been beat up but unproven.
Deion Burks.
Deion Burks is the newest addition, the newest toy for Jackson Arnold to be able to get the ball to. I mean, I feel like we got 15 other guys. I feel like that wide receiver core runs 15 deep, dude.
Yeah.
New talent at tight end, Bauer Sharp and Jake Roberts has come in. Running back, you still got Gavin Sawchuk. Javonte Barnes looks like he's ready for what we expected to be for that sophomore year jump. And then you got the number 1 running back in the 2023 class in Taylor Tatum. And it's just the 2024 class in Taylor Tatum. And it's just starting to build. Obviously, Jackson Arnold. The offensive line seems to be coming together. And then the defense, man. Don Williams and DeJounte Terry up front. Ethan Downs, Mason Thomas, PJ Adebore, fucking Caden Woolard Grayson Halton, David Stone, Jaden Jackson. You got the young guys, and as well as them too, and Nigel Smith and Danny Okoye. Still got Woody Washington at corner. If Chinchi Williams is healthy, I believe he's the best tackling corner in one-on-one space in all of college football. He's also a speedster and a great man cover guy. You got the transfer in Des Malone. You got the safety, obviously, Billy Bowman. RSJ and Peyton Bowen are fighting for that free safety spot. And then the nickel corner, you could have any number of Jacoby Johnson, Kendall Dolby, fucking Kanai Walker, any number of guys there. Then at linebacker, you got Papa Stuntsman. You got Kip Lewis, who just is a football magnet, just a ball carrier magnet. You got an absolute thumper in Kobe McKenzie. You got unproven talent in Lewis Carter, Phil Pachotti. Still got Jaren Kanik, still trying to figure out how he fits. And then in the Brent Venables defense, he got the cheetah position, maybe the most important position. It's another spot you might see Kendall Dolby. Sammy Omosigo's been getting run there. Desan McCullough is still that fucking dude. I throw Woody there. I throw Peyton Bowen there. Any number of guys.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a fun season, man.
Yeah. No, I am still nervous about the season.
Oh, very
for sure. Just because, you got some talented teams, especially on Tennessee. That Tennessee game is going to be tough. Going to Auburn to play Auburn is tough. We'll beat Texas. We always do.
I don't even doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Missouri's going to be tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough game. I think they're going to be a pretty good team. As far as like the team as a whole, Missouri's good. I don't know. Their quarterback, Brady Quinn, Brady Cook's okay.
He gets a little bit too much hype for me, but.
Yeah. But they still have a good overall team. Luther Burden's, he's a dog, man. That guy's crazy.
So you got Theo East. They got he who shall not be named at left guard, but they got some dudes.
What are we thinking win-loss prediction?
So I've been saying it all off season. I think the expectation is 9-3. Well, the expectation of Oklahoma is go 12-0 and get in the playoffs, win your conference, get in the playoffs, and compete for a title. That's what I use expectation. That's the fucking standard. Now, what I think is going to happen, I expect 9-3. I think, look, you got obviously the 3 layups to start the season in Temple, Houston, and Tulane. Then you got Tennessee coming to town for the first SEC game. You got Heupel coming back. It's going to be a big-time thing. But you should, especially with that defense, Nico Ialiamava, or I don't know if you've heard or played Tennessee on the new NCAA game, but Chris Fowler, Reese Davis just fucks his name up. Have you heard it?
Nuh-uh.
He calls him Iamaleava. Yeah, Nico Ialiamava is coming to town, obviously. Stud 5-star quarterback. With defense going against a still pretty green quarterback, we should win that, especially at home. You got the team going to Jordan-Hare to play away, at Auburn. That's going to be a tough one, but I expect them to win that. They should be 5-0 heading to the bye week to go play Texas. They should be. Texas, we should win, right? We always beat Texas. And then you got Ole Miss, and you got Missouri, and you got Alabama. You got they're going to beat Maine, obviously. You got Alabama. You got LSU. South Carolina, they should beat. So realistically, you should be 6-0 to start the season. We don't lose to Texas. We shouldn't lose to Tennessee at home. We should beat Auburn. You should be 6-0. And then that back 6, back 9, golf reference, but that back 6. If you can skate through that 3-3, it sucks. But if you can skate through that 3-3 after a 6-0 start, it'll be kind of disappointing. But there's no way OU's at least not in the playoffs at 9-3 with that schedule.
Yeah, with how tough their schedule is, yeah. What do you think could happen? You could have some sleeper team in the Big Ten that performs well.
We got 12 spots now.
Yeah, it's going to be 14 in a couple of years, isn't it?
Yeah, either next year or the year after. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if the offense, the defense is going to be great for Oklahoma. I think so. I expect them to just be head and shoulders kind of above, like at least a top 5 defense. But offense, we'll see what happens.
How are you going to judge that, though? So think about the way that Oklahoma plays offense, right? It's really fast paced. I believe it's still going to be that way under Seth Luttrell. They're going to try to put up a lot of points. They're not going to sit on the ball all game and try to play keep away. You know what I mean? They're going to go try to score 70 in every game. Is that going to be like a total yardage? You're going to rate them top 5, or what are you looking for? Because my thought process is, are they top 5 in the ability to get off the field and to get stops when it matters? That's where I will truly judge them.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if you can, you're going to have a couple games where you may let up more than 24 points. You might even have a game where you let up 30 points. You just need the offense to score more. But I think like total yardage and like creating uncomfortable spots, like, third and long, being able to get off the field. I mean, that's obviously what's going to make you a good defense. I mean, if you're giving up the least amount of yards, and like if you're able to make key stops, like you mentioned, it's absolutely doable with some of the guys that we have returning.
I completely
Dominic
agree.
Williams being there is like the biggest plus.
Yeah, dude, he's nasty.
Yeah.
What do you? What's your record prediction?
I'm gonna go realistically 9-3, but I always set unrealistic expectations for my team, so I'm gonna say 11-1.
Okay, who's the loss?
Man, I honestly think that Auburn game is gonna be tough. That's a game that we probably should win, and we'll probably end up losing.
If we bounce that Auburn game and then roll through the next 7 games of the season, dude, that would be pretty fucking insane.
Like, the games are tougher. Like, the games get tougher. Like Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri. Like, those are probably the games that you look at and go, yeah, that they're, those are absolutely losable games for Oklahoma, considering the rosters and the teams. Like, I don't know, Ole Miss, we'll see. They went heavy in the transfer portal, so I think they'll have a good team. But I don't know.
I think if you can shut down their offense and get 3-4 stops on them, I think you win. Because I don't think their defense is going to keep OU from scoring 40.
Now, again, Jackson Arnold is unproven, so we don't know how that's going to look. Obviously, he's going to get better. Like, he needs the reps. I think he's going to be a stud, but I don't know. This season, we'll just have to see. Run game's going to have to come together.
Who wins the SEC?
It's probably Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I like Carson Beck. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think their overall team is what's going to carry them. Like that's how Georgia plays football. Like their overall team, like Kirby Smart's just good recruiter, great talent developer. So it's probably, I could definitely see it being Georgia. A lot of people have Texas. Look, Quinn Ewers is a good quarterback, but I don't know. I think it's going to be very apparent when like Arch Manning takes over. Like just what the quarterback position is supposed to look like for Texas fans.
Do you think there's any quarterback controversy in Austin this year? Do you think it's a Caleb Spencer thing or even a Spencer Jalen thing where at some point?
I think if it looks really bad to start against Oklahoma, just like it did last year, there could potentially be.
Think so?
Look, Sark just lost his number 1 running back.
And his top receivers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, they have Isaiah Bond now. They
but they had Ja'Tavion Sanders, who I don't think he still can see straight after Billy Bowman took his fucking head off. But they had Ja'Tavion Sanders.
Nyblack, they brought him in from Alabama, the tight end.
Nyblack is nasty.
Yeah. And then they got Jonte Cook. So I think he's going to be a stud.
I think where Texas is going to field the most, though, is on defense. I mean, you lose Byron Murphy, who – he's had some pretty shady things going on. I don't know if you saw his DMs go out a couple weeks back, but you got Byron Murphy. You lost him. You lost Devondre Sweat. I mean, those are – you don't replace guys like that.
Yeah.
Especially – you don't replace one. You definitely don't replace 2.
Yeah.
Like those are 2 All-American top-tier early-round draft pick defensive linemen, especially someone with Devondre Sweat's size and athleticism. You don't replace that. So, I would hope that we could run the ball pretty well against them.
Yeah.
I would think that's kind of the key to winning that game. But obviously, I mean, we're 2.5 months away from that game. So
yeah, and that game's always just absolutely like insane and wild. You never know what's going to happen. So I mean, they could put in Arch Manning. I hope not. I absolutely hope not. But we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Again, Quinn Ewers, his best games are always against Bama.
Yeah. Who do you think? So we got Georgia. I think we both agree on Georgia coming out of the SEC. The Big Ten
I
is
don't
kind
think
of the other one.
Alabama's a sleep. I think Alabama's a sleeper too. Just kind of the same
I
way
don't think
that.
they're. I don't think they're a sleeper. I think they're a legitimate contender to go win it.
Yeah.
I think people are calling them a sleeper because it's not Saban leading the team, but
Well, that's exactly. I mean, we don't know. Like Kalen DeBoer's obviously been to a national championship game with,
he's won
you
everywhere
know,
he's been.
yeah. So I think he's got. Look, Alabama's going to be just fine with Kalen DeBoer as their coach, but we'll see how Jalen Milroe looks.
Yeah, he's got to hammer down some consistency. If he can be a lot more consistent, I mean, it's going to be damn near unstoppable with them on offense.
Now they did lose Caleb Downs to Ohio State, started safety.
Yeah,
And
Caleb
then
Downs.
Terrion Arnold got drafted, so they're gonna have to replace that. With Nick Saban, it was always reload, never rebuild. We'll see how it looks with Kalen DeBoer, and
Sure.
now that he's taken over at Bama.
Yeah, and then so like I was saying, Georgia, Bama, that's kind of the understandable. That's the top two in the SEC, no matter what. It's still those two teams. It's the Crimson and it's that Dog Red. That's the first two teams. And then you got Ole Miss, you got Texas, you got Missouri, you got Oklahoma, you got Tennessee. You got all these teams just from 3 to like 8 just sandwiched in there. And you don't know who it's going to be. I mean, you realistically don't. It could be any number of those guys. I do think those are the next 5, though. I think it's Georgia and Alabama are up here. And then it's like, I don't think LSU is 3. I think LSU is closer to 6 or 7. But you got Texas and Ole Miss, probably the next 2. And then it's some combination of Oklahoma, LSU, and Missouri, right? You'd think?
Probably. Don't sleep on LSU. I mean, I know that it's hard to replace like a top wide receiver and a top quarterback, but
well, it's not only that. Their defense was so bad last year, and they made a bunch of
Brian
moves.
Kelly I still hate Brian Kelly. Like I can't stand the guy.
The Kellys, Brian and Chip Kelly, are just a problem. But, their defense is where I think it's going to be the most difference. If they have consistency and good play on defense, well, it's not consistency. You have to have good play consistently on defense, but because they were consistently shit last year.
Yeah.
If they can play well consistently on defense, LSU's a top 4 team in the SEC. It's just going to come down to they bring in all those transfers and all those guys. Can they really make that much of a difference?
Yeah.
For that short of time. So, the Big Ten, a lot of movement into the Big Ten this year as well. Obviously, you got USC, you got Oregon, you got Washington, you got UCLA as the new teams over there. I think the top of the Big Ten is Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan.
Yeah, we'll see how it looks. I was really sad. So regarding Michigan, obviously the sanctions have come out and everything with the NCAA trying to go back on the case. Yeah. But
we got the Connor Stallions Netflix Untold series coming out soon. So
this is the greatest college football story.
Oh, 100%. Ever. Like, especially because they won the title.
Yeah, this is wildly entertaining. Like I love every bit of this. And I was really sad when they backed out of Jim Harbaugh being like the honorary captain for week 1. So
do you is it better? This is obviously better than Houston, right? Banging on the trash cans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so. But I'm biased. I'm a biased football guy. So
I guess that's fair.
I love baseball, but Cubs are
making that hard.
Yeah.
Making it hard to watch football or baseball.
Yeah. I will say this. I know Ohio State has they have a stud roster this year. Quinshon Judkins, probably the best running back returning in college football. Caleb Downs is there. Obviously, Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver. Jeremiah Smith, who was the number 1 wide receiver, one of the top wide receiver prospects in the last decade, is going to be there. They've also, I think in 2025 or 2026, they have Chris Henry's son that is committed already. If you don't feel old now, you do. You should. But
going back on that real quick, I don't want to cut you off too bad, but making me feel really old. You know who committed to Russell at OU?
Yeah, Mark Henry's kid.
Yeah, Mark Henry's fucking son. So continue. Jesus Christ.
That's dope. I'm glad he did that too, because didn't Mark Henry go to Texas?
Something like that, yeah.
He's like a Texas guy, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad it's just not Oklahoma State.
He should play offensive line for us.
Yeah, fuck, I know. Just line him up next to Eddie Pierre-Louis, dude.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, but no, Ohio State's gonna have a stud roster, but I think I like Oregon the most in the Big Ten. I mean, you got Dylan Gabriel. He transferred there after having a great season with Oklahoma, and then Evan Stewart, the wide receiver.
Yep, that's Texas A&M.
Yep, out of Texas A&M. Tez Johnson. That guy's gonna be a stud. I thought he was better than Troy Franklin. I know he didn't have the efficiency or the production that Troy Franklin had, but I like that guy a lot. Defense is gonna be nasty. Dan Lanning, always has a good defense. So I like Oregon the most. I'm interested to see how things go with USC. Like that's gonna be very interesting.
I think Miller Moss is going to be really good. Obviously, they're going to be talented and they're going to be good on offense. But look, they're bringing over defensive coordinator from UCLA, and they weren't that great on defense.
They have moments. They have an NFL style defense under him because he's
NFL
they do defensive analyst and stuff. So, but again,
it's going to be hard for them to make that turn, though. It's going to take a few years.
You got to get bigger. That's how it works. That small, player. I know you want speed. Like the speed D didn't really work out.
No, that was fucking awful, dude.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes with USC. And how do you feel about Lincoln Riley's comment about him wanting to get rid of some of the games? Like obviously, like there's a lot of steam and smoke over him now that he's back to the LSU game, the Ole Miss game, and now like potentially the Notre Dame rivalry.
I think I'm fucking tired. What was his comment? It was we'll take as many or we'll do whatever it takes to win. Whether it's playing like the easiest schedule. I don't remember the exact comment, but it doesn't look good. Let's say that. He already was trending down as a coach. And not really for his offensive gameplay. I mean, obviously, he's still one of the most brilliant offensive minds in all of football at any level.
Yeah.
But I think, and look, OU fans got a lot of shit thrown at them when he left. For a lot of us being like, maybe that wasn't such a bad thing. Maybe things were not going as well as the hype would have told you that it was, or the offensive statistics, the Heisman winners. Yeah. And kind of look right at this point, but I think that his stock is trending down as a coach, and I think he's a couple 7-5 seasons away from being on the hot seat.
I think this is his last chance, honestly. I think if he goes 7-5 again, there's going to be some real conversation in that athletic department.
I agree with that
because you already lost the number one edge rusher in the 2024-2025 class. He went to Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
I forget his name, but you lose him because they backed out of the Ole Miss game. And then you're going to have the Big Ten's tough. The Big Ten is incredibly tough. Washington's, they're going to pick up. I mean, Jed Fish is a great coach. Obviously, you saw what that turnaround at Arizona.
Yeah. Washington's one of those programs that builds for a splash season, though, kind of like last year. I think they'll kind of forever be that. But who knows? Maybe going into the Big Ten gives them kind of the kick in the ass to step things up,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. Where do you think USC slots in? Because I think they slot in just underneath Iowa and right above Nebraska in the Big Ten.
Yeah. It just depends on how the defense plays, honestly. The offense is going to put up numbers.
Yeah. Do you think – I'm just moving right on. Do you think Nebraska takes a jump this year for Matt Rule?
It depends on if Dylan Raiola plays.
Yeah.
Because he looked really good.
So. He did. I'm really – look, obviously, OU fans, now that they're not in the Big 12 anymore, now they're not playing every year, I still hate Nebraska. Let's just be honest. I don't want to see them be fucking great. But college football is better when teams like that, when the true blue bloods of the sport are better. And it would be pretty fun to see Nebraska kind of get themselves back in gear. I think Matt Rule's the guy to do it. I mean, he's a program builder. It didn't work out in the NFL, but look what he did. Temple, look what he did at Baylor. And he took over Baylor at maybe its lowest point. after
Yeah.
all the Arbrow shit happened. So, I mean, he's proven he can do it, and he's done it with lesser programs. But now he's on, really, really big stage. But I think if you get good quarterback play, their defense is legit. If you get good quarterback play out of Dylan Raiola as a true freshman, I think Nebraska makes a bowl game, and I think they set themselves up to really kick some ass in 2025.
Yeah. I'm really excited, man. I'm just ready for college football to be back. The tradition. I was watching so many videos on like the Virginia Tech Inner Sandman, just like trying to soak in all the college football that I can. It hasn't started yet, but I mean, it's just the most exciting time of the year.
I think next week is the week that I'm going to turn on Seven Nation Army on my way to work every day. So let's get my ass pumped, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of college football, obviously, we had a legend make an announcement today. You see it?
Yeah.
Tavon Austin retired, man. Yeah. Best highlight tape in maybe all of sports history.
It's crazy that his NFL stint didn't work out, and I know a lot of people want to blame Jeff Fisher. I'm a Jeff Fisher guy. 85 Bears. He's just an awesome. He's an awesome coach, but obviously things didn't go well with the Rams. I wonder how he'd fare in today's NFL, like when he got drafted and like
I think if
Sean McVay's offense.
I'm about to say if he goes to today's Rams right out of college, I think he has an entirely different career.
Yeah, I think so too. But I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, same. We may never know. There is a Ram I do want to talk about though.
Back to the NFL.
Making me a pretty proud papa. I mean, it's got both, but it's making me not me. I mean, he's already got a proud papa, but Drake Stoops did make his NFL preseason debut. 3 catches, 27 yards. It's cool to see him out there, man.
So is he going to make the 53-man roster? Like, is he going to at least make practice squad?
I think he'll be a practice squad guy, at least to start his career. But he's in the perfect system. There's nowhere, unless you say maybe.
He just seems like a guy that Sean McVay would love to, like, utilize.
Oh, 100%. He's in the perfect system either there in LA with the Rams. Too. He did look good in pads.
He looked bigger than I thought he would.
Blocking his ass off.
Yeah.
Or in San Francisco. He'd do well, I think, in their system as well. But look, he's got a legitimate shot to make that roster. Sean McVay, I'm sure, has already fallen in love with Drake Stoops. Yeah. And it's only going to get better. He's only going to start getting more looks. I'm really excited to see him. I mean, I couldn't give a fuck about the Rams. I definitely hate Dallas. But I watched that entire game just to see Drake Stoops catch 3 balls. And every single time I lost my mind.
Yeah. Well, he's a football guy. I mean, I think Sean McVay is going to end up liking him enough to at least try to get him a spot on the team, whether it's practice squad or depending on if they have any injuries. I mean, Cooper Kupp's not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Van Jefferson, great receiver, gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're going to need guys out there.
What is the receiver depth chart?
It's Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Van Jefferson, Ben Skoranek, Tutu Atwell.
Jordan Whittington, Xavier Smith, J.J. Lapp. I mean, Jamarcus Robinson.
I forget about Jordan Whittington. Like
Jordan Whittington, he played well.
He's going to get a spot. I mean, he's an athletic freak. So that guy's going to get a spot on the Rams.
Who is we'll keep it up to the NFL. Who is the one guy that's
Texas did lose their entire receiving core. Now that I think about it. Yeah. They lost Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, Jordan Whittington, and they lost
Ja'Tavion Sanders and Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah.
Running back. Who is outside of any OU player or obviously any Bear? Because I got one, and I love him to death. Who's the one guy that you want to break out in the NFL? He's not a Sooner. He's not a Bear.
Like, does it have to be just one?
I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I have one that comes to mind immediately.
I've got several guys that I would like to see do well, to be honest. Not a Bear, not a Sooner.
Yeah.
Should I just name mine? Or do
go ahead.
Okay. Obviously, I'd like to see Ben Sinnott do well.
Yeah.
Like Kansas State. As much as they've tormented us over the years, like randomly. Ben Sinnott, like he's just like the ultimate like
football guy.
He's a Swiss Army knife, is what he is. He could play fullback, H-back. He could play wide as a tight end. He could play inside to block. I mean, he could do it all. He's like George Kittle, in my opinion.
He's what I thought Trey Millard was going to be coming into the NFL. And I think if Trey Millard was 10 years younger, I think he's exactly where Ben Snow is.
Yeah.
But mine is Xavier Leggett.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The accent, I fucking love it. Man.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
He looks incredible in pads.
He fucking does.
He's huge. Like, good.
He's
Lord.
like a blown-up Debo.
There's actually a wide receiver that was undrafted to the Panthers that I really want to see do well because I was so high on him, and he played for, like, Holy Cross. Jalen Coker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see Jalen Coker.
Him. I want to see Jaden Daniels do well, too, just because he's fun to watch when he's on.
Yeah.
So I want to see him do well.
I want to see Blake Corum do well.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind watching. Where did he go again?
He's damn it. He's a Ram.
Oh yeah. Okay. So he'll probably be their number one running back then too, because Cam Akers went to the Texans.
He's Kyron Johnson.
Kyron Johnson?
Or Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams.
I like Blake Corum more as a running back.
I do too.
I think if they beef up that offensive line like Sean McVay wants, he's like the perfect zone scheme running back.
For sure.
It's based on what you watched at Michigan.
Yeah.
Obviously, I just want Caleb Williams to succeed. It's just so clear. Like, I should have known. I mean, Oklahoma's had nothing but success at quarterback. Like, I know what a good quarterback play looks like. So, like I was just very stupid when I watched Mitch Trubisky's preseason when he was a rookie in the Bears, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. Which he wasn't bad, but like,
yeah.
You just watch it. You watch the difference, and like both of them play, and it's very obvious. And then Justin Fields, I want him to succeed, but we'll see what happens with the Steelers.
Is it ill of me to wish Joe Milton more success than Drake May?
I guess it just depends on your style.
He's a beast, dude.
He looked good, yeah.
He did.
That's like from what I've heard from Tennessee fans is that's the Joe Milton experience. So
have a couple 100%.
Have a couple games where it's like, oh yeah, this is the guy. Like,
just and have a few more games where it's like, oh shit, this might.
Yeah, that's like the Joe Milton experience. He can throw it 90 yards down the field effortlessly. He's like 6'6", massive. And then,
it was fun to see him scramble for that first down, though. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Is it cheating to say huh?
He had good games at Tennessee.
Yeah, no,
I think obviously Nico's going to be a better quarterback. He's just a better quarterback prospect than Joe Milton. But I mean, Joe Milton, like, I didn't see anything terrible from him in Tennessee. There was a couple times where it was like, what was he doing? Like the Tennessee game against Bama.
Get that Brett Favre, like, what the fuck moment, you know? Every now and then he's just gonna throw one, and you're like, are you?
It was a big Brock Purdy. He was a gigantic Brock Purdy, is what he was.
Exactly what he is.
You watch Brock Purdy at Iowa State, and it was just like, you make a throw where you're like, that's why he was a 4-star quarterback. That's why he was so like highly touted. And then he'd make another throw where you're like, is his brain like scrambled eggs?
That's why he went to fucking Iowa State, dude.
Yeah,
like, shit.
And it's like that too, like in the NFL, but. You know, he'll end up getting paid. I can't wait for the Brock Purdy contract discussion.
The Brock Purdy contract is going to be the most entertaining to watch because is it Purdy? Is he going to get paid $30-40 million a year, or are they going to pay him like a serviceable backup $6-7 million a year? Like, it's got to be a lot, right?
The Brock Purdy elite conversation, like, is he elite or not, has been wildly entertaining. I love it so much.
So fun. Yeah. Is it cheating to say Spencer Rattler?
No. I've
been so, and I fucking hate myself for it, but I can't stop myself. I've been so high on Spencer Rattler for so long. And when he came to OU, I thought he just had the worst quarterback for him. I didn't think him and Lincoln would ever match, right? I think he needed a lot more of a pro style offense to run for him to be successful than like your college spread them out type offense, you know? I think he fits very perfectly into a pro style NFL offense. And honestly, there's a world where I can see him take over for Derek Carr maybe after this season and be a starter in New Orleans. He's
I think
got the
Derek
arm
Carr
talent.
has probably about 5 years left, like until like it starts to like he's getting too old and he can't do it the same.
I think he's got about 5 months left. I don't think Derek Carr is going to have him much longer.
I mean, we'll see. I think he's the better option right now. I'm not throwing.
Obviously.
Yeah. If you ask me if I'm a Saints fan, who would I rather have out there now? I'd probably say Spencer Rattler just because I want to see what the rookie's got. But I'm not a Saints fan, so I'm gonna say if you're smart, you're gonna put Derek Carr out there. Like,
and he's only a 6th-round rookie.
People get pissed off that he's like checking it down, but it's like you got Alvin Kamara. Of course, I check it down too.
Yeah. You also got Jamal Williams. As much anime as he watches, he might know some magic tricks. He can just flash in front of everybody, bro.
You just see him doing like a cast and an art.
He just catches the ball, throws it, just starts doing shit. You're like, whoa, where'd he go?
Which, speaking of the Saints, no longer having Jameis Winston, he's now a Brown.
He's a Brown, and he threw maybe one of the almost scariest passes. He almost caused Javon Bowler to lose his fucking head, dude.
Dude, the Jameis experience. It's what it was like in college, what it was like for the Bucks. Like, it's just, he's the perfect quarterback. He is.
What's the best Jameis moment, dude?
The best Jameis moment? I don't think you can have like the number one Jameis moment. I think there's like a compilation of just things he's done and said and passes he's made where it's like this, like he's the best. Like, Jameis Winston is the best.
He is pure just entertainment. I think
give us what we want. Give us what we want. We're tired. Like, how is Deshaun Watson at all entertaining? Like, he's obviously lost a step. Yeah. Like, I get it. You think he's still there. I'm done with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Like, I am. If I'm gonna watch the Browns this season, like if I have to watch them play football, if it's a primetime game, I want to see Jameis Winston.
You know what the NFL should do if they want to make even more billions than they already do?
What's that?
Just move a team, just build an expansion team in Oklahoma City, and then have Hard Knocks with him 24/7, and just have Jameis be the starting quarterback. Just let him be on camera 24/7, like Big Brother style in the NFL.
Yeah.
And just let them fucking lose, dude.
No, man, Jameis. I want Jameis to succeed, though. Like, that's
my favorite quarterback season of all time is forever going to be the 30-30 season from Jameis, dude.
That was fantastic.
So fucking good. It's so good.
Yeah, speaking of Bucks quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield, $100 million man.
Yes, he is.
There's a lot of stuff that we missed out on that I feel like we have to talk about.
There's so
long since we've recorded.
We could go for days, dude.
Yeah. And we're going to have to probably wrap it up, too, like pretty soon.
I think it all just gets back down to the fact that I'm just so excited for football to be back. Yeah. Just chopping up with the homie, just talking about football, man. It's like the air is a little bit more crisp, You get up a little bit happier. The days at work seem a lot less shitty when you got football in a couple of days. So
I know. It's just, I'm excited, man. You wake up to have that fresh cup of Joe, maybe some breakfast, and you realize, like, hey, football's coming. All right, just settle down. Don't do anything brash yet, okay? I know life can suck, but here comes football to save the day.
That's exactly what it is. I was.
Which don't get me wrong. I thought the Stanley Cup playoffs and the finals were amazing, and I thought like the NBA playoffs were okay.
They were fun when the Thunder was playing, and then the Thunder got bounced by Luka Doncic's bitch ass and the Dallas Mavericks, and now it just wasn't as fun afterwards. But they'll be back. The Thunder have gotten so much better in the offseason.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to talk about that when basketball season rolls around. But yeah, so Baker Mayfield, $100 million man, franchise quarterback for at least the next 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
Are you? And if the NFC South was kind of a joke last year, so how do we feel now?
I still think it's the Bucks division to lose.
And won 3 years in a row, yeah.
Yeah, the Panthers aren't going to win it. The Saints aren't going to win it. And then who's that leave? The
Falcons. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cobain's, man.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins. maybe QB controversy, depending on how things go. They're gonna want to see Michael Penix out there.
Michael Penix, did you see him play?
It looks good.
He was spinning it, bro. I've been chopping up last season. I've been the highest on Michael Penix. He's been my guy. He's a lefty, but the way he spins the ball, man, and his down the field accuracy is second to none.
Yeah.
He just puts the ball where other people can't. Now, obviously, it's easier when you have people like Jalen Polk and Roma Dunze and stuff like that to throw the ball to. But now he's got NFL guys all around him. Dude,
yeah.
Watch out. When Kirk moves on, I think the NFC South here in a few years is going to be whoever replaces Bryce Young, Michael Penix, Spencer Rattler, and Baker Mayfield.
You've given up on Bryce Young already? You think the Panthers have just ruined him?
I think so. I think David Tepper's an idiot, and I don't think the organization will ever succeed with him as their owner.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it looks with.
I mean, Dallas has done it with Jerry Jones, but
yeah,
it's different.
We'll see how that goes. We'll see how it looks with Dallas, because man, they're gonna have to pay Dak.
Yeah, you have to pay Dak. I think you have to.
Trey Lance?
No. Dude, did you see that pick in practice? Did you see that clip that was going around?
Yeah.
Trey Lance, you can't take a guy that started 12 games in college and make him be successful in the NFL. It's just not possible.
You don't think so?
You need experience. You need to go through it all. I think you genuinely have to.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. I mean, I can't think of any guy that's, only played one season in college that Anthony Richardson. Or did he play 2 seasons?
1.5, but I'm not even sold on Anthony Richardson being that good of a quarterback yet.
I think Shane Steichen is a fantastic quarterback developer, though.
I think that's part of it, and I think he's just such an A-level athlete, and he's like a new age Cam Newton.
He's got Joe Flacco. Now as his backup.
He does have Flacco.
Coach. Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. He does have Flacco.
Yeah, so Flacco could teach him a thing or two. He's won a Super Bowl. He's elite.
Yes. He is fucking elite, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you think the worst team in the NFL is going to be next year? Or this year? Who's picking number 1 overall next year?
I mean, the easy thing to say is like the Panthers, right? Or like any team that was bad last season. Like it's easy to say that. I mean, even like I don't want to say the Cardinals because I think they'll actually. I still believe in Kyler Murray, but there's going to be discussions if they only win 3 games again.
Yeah.
Like it's not an indictment on Kyler Murray, but I don't know. That's a tough one. Like it was easy to say the Panthers last year. It was just it was too easy.
Very easy.
Like the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't even think of all the teams right now.
I think it's a toss-up between the Panthers, the Patriots, the Commanders, and Broncos.
I think the Patriots probably, which is like crazy to say, right? Like our lifetime, it's been nothing but 6 Super Bowls and 9 Super Bowl appearances and just brilliance and fucking Tom Brady ruining everybody's hopes and dreams, which Patrick Mahomes is about to do now.
Yeah.
But like they're in a full like turnaround. Rookie quarterback. Obviously they got talent at wide receiver with Jalen Polk now.
Yeah.
And the defense should still be good. But I don't think they're going to be a very good team. I think it's probably going to be a lot of the same unless they can develop Drake May, which I think Drake May's got like a very, very high ceiling.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to develop him in a pretty weird spot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess, yeah, you're right. The Patriots. Would it be weird for me to say the Bills?
It's the worst team in the NFL?
Or like as a bottom 5 team?
I don't think it's that far off.
Not an indictment on Josh Allen. Obviously, Josh Allen, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, and I think he's still one of the best, but they got a lot of turnaround.
I'm about to say, I think the big part there is like the pieces lost compared to the pieces they gained.
Yeah.
I don't think they're winning that investment. Now, Keon Coleman, fucking
high
hilarious.
Ceiling.
Very high ceiling.
Very high ceiling. He's a developmental. He was my developmental prospect.
Yeah. But
Where
I
it's
do
like a guy that's
think
going to go in, probably struggle his rookie year, but like he's going to end up figuring it out. He can catch the ball. It's not like Quentin Johnson, like the issues I had with him, but there's just some stuff you got to figure out.
Quinton Johnson is the fun.
I think he'll be okay. I think overall he'll be okay. But I knew he was going to struggle his rookie year.
I think, yeah, honestly.
Can't say the Chargers because I just believe in Jim Harbaugh too much. I think they'll win at least 7 games. Like it's going to start coming together, and then the Chargers. It's going to look really good in the next couple of years, where they're probably going to make a Super Bowl. That's how much I believe in Jim Harbaugh.
Is that really you believe in Jim Harbaugh, or is that urge that you've had in your soul forever for the Chargers to win a Super Bowl?
No, I actually do believe in Jim Harbaugh that much.
Yeah.
We'll
have to watch his coaching tree though, because if he signs Connor Stallions, it's over for the NFL.
I don't have a problem with Justin Herbert. He was like one of my top quarterbacks.
I love Justin Herbert.
Draft. Yeah, in that draft class, but I can give a shit less about him compared to Phillip Rivers. Like that was a guy that should have won a Super Bowl. That was my fantasy quarterback forever. So, Justin Herbert wins the Super Bowl, good for him, but it should have been Phillip Rivers.
Should have been. They should still send him a ring just in case.
We'll see how things go, though. I'm hoping it's not the Bears that are a bottom team.
I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
I think the worst team in the division this year is Minnesota, but I still think they win 5-6 games.
Yeah, the Sam Darnold experience is about to.
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy is meniscus.
Out for the season.
Yeah, he looked not bad.
Yeah, he had a bad pick to start the game.
He did, but came back. He threw a dime up the left-hand side of the field. I don't remember who it was to, but the Vikings have had a ridiculous last few months, dude.
Since we're talking, I know. Things have just been crazy for them.
Yeah.
But at least they know that they have their investment in Justin Jefferson.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to hope they have their investment in J.J. McCarthy.
I think they will. I didn't think J.J. McCarthy was all that, but I think if you give him time to truly develop, I think he can be the ultimate game manager in the NFL. And if you have talent like Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hawkinson, and if you give him a running game of some sort, I think the Vikings can be pretty good. They've always been good on defense, and I think they'll continue to be that way.
They got a good head coach.
They do.
Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell's a hell of a head coach.
Who do we think? All right, name your Super Bowl matchup then. Let's just get it out of the way. First episode back. Super Bowl matchup, college football, national championship matchup. Let's call it now.
So I made this bet actually with security guard at work, but a case of beer.
I think I know who you're going to say in the AFC. I think I do.
Houston.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah, that's the easy one, right? All the acquisitions they made, CJ Stroud.
Well, I legitimately, in my soul, it's probably the Chiefs or the Ravens, but in my heart, it says Houston. And then I got to go with Green Bay. Now, I will say, if I'm right, and if the fucking Packers lose to the goddamn Texans, the Houston Texans in the Super Bowl, you might never hear from me again. If that's the team we lose our second Super Bowl to, you may never hear from me again.
Well,
it's a different Texans, but it's still the Texans.
Yeah, it's a different Texans. Like they were in hell. I love
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, they were in hell, and now they're back from the.
D'Amico Ryans is a hell of a coach. I love CJ Stroud. I think they've brought a lot of key pieces in on defense, and I think Stephon Diggs is just going to be the last piece that makes that thing go.
2 stud running backs. Good wide receivers. Tank Dell.
I've loved Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. Stud wide receiver. Yeah. So Houston Texans and Green Bay Packers. Okay. Well, how original.
Right.
Well,
who's your?
Mine was the Bears and the Chiefs.
Yeah. See. So, kiss my ass.
I know it's like. With the way the NFL is shifting now, I could definitely see a rookie quarterback making the Super Bowl sometime soon. Not winning one. I mean, Brock Purdy got close. There's been a lot of rookie quarterbacks that have gotten close to it, but Bears probably not because Caleb is a rookie. He's going to need a year to kind of become the leader of the team. They're he's done a good job according to Hard Knocks. His teammates have been telling him this is your fucking team now, dude.
Yeah.
Like you got the keys to the Ferrari.
Yeah, and I think part of that is obviously you want to show confidence in your quarterback. Like, I mean, just like Saban was saying on there. But at the same time, I mean, I think it's legit. People aren't just going to say that shit just to say that shit. But I do think you're honestly onto something with that rookie quarterback winning the Super Bowl or at least making it. It's becoming. I think people are going to start to see the trend in the way things are building. Obviously, the Packers have done their thing forever. You draft and develop, and you sit that quarterback for a while behind a talented, you know, Hall of Famer in the past two that they've done. But I mean, the Bears, you take a quarterback and you put him in a position. You don't draft a quarterback at first overall in a shitty situation. And then the Niners, I mean, they had one of, if not the best rosters in all of football, and they just couldn't figure out quarterback. And then they went and got a guy and just let him play within the offense. They're not asking Brock Purdy to go out there and throw for 400 yards a game. They're barely asking him to go out and throw for 150. So,
May have issues at wide receiver if Ricky Pearsall doesn't work out and Brandon Ayuk, like all the rumors behind him. So
yeah, that is true. But I mean, the Bengals have kind of done something similarly. Like they built the team and then they put Burrow in there. You know what I mean? And so it's one of those things, you know, they're not now he got his ass kicked his rookie year, and then obviously he got injured, but they built it right. So I think teams are finally starting to figure out, you know, you can't just go get these guys and just make them just do whatever, like, and just put them in a shitty situation. Like, it's like Sam Bradford's career was ruined. I will forever die on the hill that Sam Bradford, if he goes to either a different team or if he comes out after the loss to Florida in the national championship game, I think if he goes to the Rams instead of or the Lions instead of Matt Stafford does, I think Sam Bradford has an entirely different career. Now, the Lions were also dog shit, and Matt Stafford got his ass kicked a lot, and he's a lot tougher than Sam Bradford ever was.
He's also probably a Hall of Fame top 5 quarterback all time after his career's said and done.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I've been high on him since
Matt Stafford's been the beast forever. But
he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Like Matt Stafford is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. If you're looking at accolades and like who you like in the NFL right now, if you had to go based off of like production, like just how tenured they are, how good they've been throughout their career, it's obviously like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, you know?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And I think even if he didn't win the Super Bowl with the Rams, I still think he's a Hall of Famer. So yeah, I think that was just icing on the cake.
They got the Lions to a playoff game. Yeah. Before they became the juggernaut that they are now.
Well, especially before the brand new Lions.
Yeah.
These Dan Campbell Lions. Yeah, man. But I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
In college.
First episode back. Okay, we're figuring it out.
We are figuring it out. Now, you said national championship prediction as well.
Well, I was gonna kind of plead my case with like the Bears and like why I think it's going to work out now. The reason I think it's going to work out, and I think they're going to make the playoffs this year, and I think they'll make a wild card. I think it's going to be 10-7. I think they'll make the wild card. I think they win the wild card and go to the divisional round, depending on who they play. It's just night and day. Obviously, the quarterback position, and then like how the organizations run now. Like on Hard Knocks, like you don't see. I mean, I know it's just one episode, but like the team looks like they're confident. There's not a lot of like drama. Obviously, there was drama to start the Ryan Poles era of the Bears, but like just like the investments, like the money management, everything has just been night and day different than the past regimes of the Bears. I thought it was so funny the first episode when Kevin Warren's reading off the numbers. They were gonna pay DJ Moore his contract, and he's reading off the numbers and he's like going over and he's like, "Are you sure?" And then Ryan Poles and then we're like, "Yeah, these are the numbers," and he was like, "Okay, great, yeah, good job, guys." It's like what? At first it made me think he was gonna be like, "No, this is a terrible idea." Like it was just such a. Why?
I think Ryan Poles. Huh?
Why did they have Nick Saban, like in that conversation?
Played for him.
I know he did, but like to talk about the quarterback position, like what has Nick Saban done in terms of like quarterback development?
Well, he's the ultimate head coach, though.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's for cameras.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Which I know Eberflus played for him at Toledo, but like just to talk about the quarterback and like all that stuff, I was like, I think Jalen Hurts got better when he came to Oklahoma, right?
Yeah,
You know,
and I
like
think part of it
McElroy was kind of
was,
trash. Jalen Coker wasn't anything like. I don't know.
but Blake Sims also, by the way,
Yeah,
crazy. But I think part of it is the fact that they wanted to get Saban on TV for the views and the ratings. But also, Caleb Williams is a new toy in Chicago, so you bring the best man on to talk about the best man. Like it was just made perfect for perfect TV. So um, I do think, by the way, I think Ryan Poles should win like GM of the year already.
if it all works out, I mean, it's going to go
If
down
y'all
as
make
one
the
of the best
playoffs, I mean,
trades.
yeah.
Yeah. If Caleb wins the Super Bowl, I'm going to say it'll be the best trade of all time, or like one of the most lopsided trades. I mean, it still is, but like it'll
Yeah.
be confirmed like most lopsided trade if Caleb wins 2 Super Bowls.
Especially if Bryce Young doesn't work out.
Yeah. It'd be so funny if they were like, yeah, Bryce Young isn't in, he goes to a new team, and then it's just a stud.
Oh man,
Which
I could see it
happens
happen.
often.
It's the most. I mean, just look at Baker.
Yeah, 9 day. Sean McVay gets him for 48 hours and like with
Sean
one of the
McVay
worst
gets him on a
rosters.
flight to LA, and he goes out and wins on Thursday Night Football, and then now he's
With all the
$100 million man.
studs hurt too. Which I know, dude, Sean McVay's got to be like texting Aaron Donald and being like, hey, bro, you want to come back?
I'll go down forever saying that Baker Mayfield Thursday night win is the most electric game I've ever seen.
Both of them.
Yeah.
The rookie year too. That was sick.
Yeah, that was. Moving on, we'll get into the college football national championship prediction, then we'll go ahead and hop out of here. So, you want me to go first? Do you want you to? You want to?
You can go first.
All right. So my national championship prediction, I'm taking Georgia
Obviously.
and Oregon,
That was mine.
and then Dylan Gabriel's going to win it.
You think so?
He's going to take home a Heisman, and he's going to deliver Oregon their first national championship title. All the OU fans are going to be like, wow, we really gave up that. But Jackson Arnold's going to have a fantastic season. But yes, Dylan Gabriel's going to win the Heisman. He's going to break, was it Kellen Moore's record for most yards in a career. And he's going to walk it off and beat the Bulldogs in the national championship game.
I got to change it now because I had the exact same prediction. I'm going to go Oklahoma and USC, and then we're going to trash USC, and it's just going to be night and day. Like, yeah, this was absolutely the best thing ever happened.
Speaking of which, on my Oklahoma Dynasty on NCAA, I made the national championship game and I lost to USC, and then I deleted the file. So
I won a national championship with North Texas.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Clint Torres, all-time coach.
Yeah, I'm building.
It is hilarious because I've made the playoffs the past 2 seasons. Just like I don't even like the playoffs are so weird. Like they had Rice in there, and Rice.
And they're
is
supposed to fix that with the new logic. So they're supposed to fix that, but I'm still working on getting Kent State to make a bowl game. So
I have the number 1 wide receiver in the nation for 2027 wanting to come to UNT.
We're on very different career paths right now.
I was really trying to like make it seem realistic, but like the quarterback I've got such a stud, dude. Like he's gonna be like a first-round draft pick. Already won a national championship in Heisman contention in his junior year, and that's not gonna go well because I'm gonna get down. I've had a gauntlet so far. I beat the shit out of USC in California. I ended up beating Penn State, but they weren't a very good team this season that I'm playing in Happy Valley. But I'm gonna have to play Texas in Austin. That's gonna be tough. And then I'm probably going to lose to Bama. I've had a gauntlet non-conference schedule.
I'm really proud of you. I'm really happy for you. I signed a 4-star quarterback with Kent State. He started 2 years for me, transferred to Arkansas, won the Heisman. So
that blows.
Yeah, it's been tough. But I'm trying to get the run game going though. I'm a run first type of guy. So 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I've been a really bad recruiter. Like I've always had the worst team in my conference, or like the worst like class ranking. Yeah, I've had the worst recruiting class, but I go by the name. I see the name and I'm like, that seems like a football guy.
Oh yeah. Like the names have been hilarious.
I had my wide receiver who I think is gonna be a breakout stud, Jamie DeVito.
Hell yeah,
That's gonna be a stud. John Smoker, wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's dope. There was a quarterback that I tried to get. His last name was Stank. I think it was
Hell yeah, dude.
I think it was I forgot what his first name was. Regular first name. I think it was like Mike.
Yeah,
Last
Mike
name
Stank.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Couldn't get him. Ended up going to Arkansas, unfortunately, like your quarterback.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. You got anything else you want to get into before we hop out of here?
I could talk about Caleb Williams all day.
I could talk about football all day. So.
I'm hoping Jackson Arnold has success.
I think he will. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be an absolute stud.
And if things go wrong, I'm really liking how it's going to be looking with Hawkins.
Yeah, Mike Hawkins looks like a beast.
So when Jackson Arnold gets drafted, we got a good backup.
Jackson, Hawkins, Sperry, and Jaden O'Neal in 2026. It's just going to keep going, man. We're going to be fantastic. And they even got a dude on board, not committed, but they got a guy in the 2027 class already pretty high on. So crazy to talk about 2027 as a college football recruiting class. But it is what it is. I think that this has been a great addition to start out season 2 of the PigSkin podcast. It's good to be back. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know something you liked. Let us know something you didn't like. Let us know anything you'd like us to talk about. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. So